Hello there guys, and welcome to another one of my real life range tests. Today we are going to be driving the brand new Mercedes-Benz EQB and see how it does in the real world. Before we set off, as usual, let's take a short look at the car and see what it brings to the table compared to the GLB and talk about its specs for a while. So this is based on the internal combustion engine version, the GLB, and comes with a couple of changes, as you might have noticed, meant to make it a bit more aerodynamic because it's an electric car. So you'll notice that the grille has been completely blocked out in order to make the car more aerodynamic, and we do have a couple of slits over there in order to feed air into the battery to cool it off. This car also has the AMG package, which comes with these sort of air intakes on the sides, but that's about it. And the color on this car is named denim blue. On the sides you will also notice the 20-inch wheels. These are part of the edition 1 package. As you can see, we have a badge over there that tells you this is an edition 1 car, and these are 20-inch wheels. But overall this doesn't look a lot different compared to the regular GLB. Round the back you'll notice the taillights. They do look really good, and the fact that the bumper doesn't really have exhaust pipes of any sort, fake or real. So the boot has 495 liters of space, and I have to mention that we don't have a frunk up front because this is built on an internal combustion engine platform. The hood doesn't even pop open. So what about the specs of this car? Well, this is an EQB 300 4Matic, so that means we have 228 horsepower at our disposal, and a battery that's good for 66.5 kilowatt hours of energy storage. According to Mercedes-Benz, this should offer the car a range of about 400 kilometers with a full charge. So what we're gonna do is test that theory. First of all, let's see what we have in the battery right now. So close to, let's say, 85%, and we have a estimated range left of up to 344 kilometers. Now, if you're new on this channel, you should know that I am doing these tests as thoroughly as possible, and so far I covered 19 kilometers around town, and the energy consumption is 19.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers covered. Now what I'm going to do is drive around town for another 81 kilometers and see what kind of energy consumption figures we get. That should allow me to give you a realistic figure. Now I should mention that the exterior temperature is rather low, 25.5 degrees Celsius, so we should be getting some really good results out of this range test. After that we will do an update. I'll tell you what we got, what kind of numbers we got around town, and then I'm gonna hop out of the city limits on the highway and on a couple of B roads to do the same kind of testing. And then we will have a general idea about this car's capabilities in terms of real life range. We are running on summer tires, so that shouldn't be an issue. Sometimes we do these tests using winter tires depending on the exterior temperature. Now that said, let's set off and let's see what kind of results we get. Okay guys, so welcome to the second day of testing the real range of the Mercedes-Benz EQB 300 4Matic. I had to cut my inner city test a bit short because the traffic is absolutely horrendous and I don't have enough time to do the full 100 kilometers with it. So I stopped at 87. Let's see what kind of results we got. So here we go. I covered 87 kilometers in about 4 hours and 40 minutes. That's an average speed of about 19 kilometers an hour. As I said, the traffic is absolutely horrendous. And the average energy consumption is 20 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers covered. Now, I should mention the essential points. The temperature did drop compared to yesterday. Today it rained quite a lot. And I did my test doing the usual stop and go simulations. What that means is I didn't drive non-stop. I stopped after a couple of hours. I took a break. I went shopping. I stopped at home. I went and had a meal and so on, in order to offer the car the chance of cooling down the battery and then reheating it up and so on. But the exterior temperature was absolutely brilliant and I didn't have to even use the AC, so that also helped out. And furthermore, the car is fitted with Pirelli electro tires, which are specifically designed for electric cars. So 20 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers covered. That means, considering the car has a battery, usable battery of about 66.5 kilowatt hours, that should offer you about 330 kilometers of range around town. Now we're gonna hop on a series of B roads, see what kind of energy consumption we get there, and then we're gonna hop on the highway and see how the car does at 130 kilometers an hour. Let's go. Okay, so we finished the B-road section of our real life range test with the Mercedes-Benz EQB 4Matic, EQB 300 4Matic. Let's see what kind of results we got. Now, before I pulled over in order to record, the numbers were slightly different. Now, the energy consumption was at 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers covered, and the average speed was 65 kilometers an hour. So we covered about 43 kilometers in 40 minutes, and these are the figures. Doing a little bit of math, that should give you a range of about 390 kilometers with a full charge, because the battery has a usable capacity of 66.5 kilowatt hours. Mind you, the temperature is absolutely perfect for this kind of test, but I did use the AC because it was getting a bit hot in here, as Nelly would say. And we are running on dedicated Pirelli electro tires, but we are using 20-inch wheels. That's something you might want to keep in mind. What we're gonna do now is hop on the highway, keep the car at the speed limit, and see what kind of results we get there. Let's go. I just finished the highway section of my real life range test with the Mercedes-Benz EQB. Let's see what kind of results we got. As you can see, I covered 50 kilometers on the highway. Took me about 25 minutes, and that's the energy consumption, but it did drop now because I pulled over in order to record this video. The average speed also dropped to 110 kilometers an hour, and it keeps on dropping. But when I got off the highway, the average speed was 126 kilometers an hour, and the energy consumption was 24.4. So doing a bit of math, that would give you about 270 kilometers of range on the highway at 130 kilometers an hour. Mind you, these are absolutely perfect conditions, so your numbers might be lower. That basically concludes my real life range test with the EQB. To recap, you should get about 320-330 kilometers of range around town, 390 on B roads at an average speed of about 70 kilometers an hour, and about 270 kilometers on the highway. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, I'll drop a link in the description of this video to my huge table with all my real life range results with other cars, including drivers for this car and its brother, the EQA, so you can compare numbers with other cars as well. So that's it. Stay tuned for my full review of the car, which is coming in about a week from now. And don't forget to subscribe and press that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Until next time, cheers.